Hi guys. Sorry, it's been a while since I posted my last video. It's been like a minute, and I apologize. I've been kind of trying to just deal with everything and, you know, deal with this process as best as I can. I will tell you that I've had a really hard time. As you guys know, I started physical therapy. I've been going for about, I think, a month and a half now. I'm at the 12-week mark. I'm 3 months and 3 days since I've had my PAO. Since I had my PAO on February 11th of this year. So I haven't really been posting because everything kind of like went stagnant at all. I kind of like plateaued. And so it's been really difficult for me. Sorry, hold on. Let me make sure you guys are interrupted. Anyway, it's been super difficult for me lately, just kind of working through that. As anybody knows from watching like my previous videos, I'm a very active person. I've been a nurse for 10 years. Which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. Not necessarily just because of my hips, but because I already had a disability rating on my spine. I've had several injuries to my back, and I actually have a 10-pound permanent weight restriction. And unfortunately, with filing disability, it's now like public knowledge that I have this injury. And so being a trauma nurse, you have to at least be able to lift 50 pounds, and I'm not allowed to lift more than 10. So I have to kind of choose a different avenue to go down. And so I've been doing nails, which has been exciting. Hold on. Sorry. Anyway, so I've been choosing to do nails, which has been cool because it's something other than just sitting around and doing nothing. So I've been going through that learning process and everything, and I haven't been myself. I broke one. I haven't been myself. I haven't been very excited about much because I'm going to physical therapy twice a week. I do what they call land therapy 1 day a week, and then I do pool therapy the second day a week. It's like Monday and Wednesdays. Wednesdays is pool therapy. I go to Dynamic Physical Therapy in Colorado Springs, and they are awesome. They are great. They do take Medicaid. And Miles and Chase are the people that I'm working with. Miles is the main PT, and Chase is a PTA. Dr. Medan does have a 32-page protocol that has to be followed. And they're doing great. We also have a pool therapy protocol that has to be followed. And so we've been doing great. However, unfortunately, my hip flexors have been causing a lot of problems, as well as my psoas muscle and one of the tendons in my groin. It's been causing a lot of problems. And unfortunately, I kind of plateaued. And so every time I was going into therapy for land therapy, they have to do the same thing. They, try to work out the knots and then do do cupping. And then we do, my exercises, and then I do the TENS unit and the heat pad and all that stuff. However, if you're new to watching my videos, my femoral nerve was cut. And so I don't have feeling in like most of my leg. So from here all the way to here, I don't have any feeling in my leg, which causes a lot of problems, especially when it comes to muscle control, because my nerves aren't firing off the way that they're supposed to be. And I can't judge if something's too hot on my leg. I can't judge if it's too much pressure on my leg. And so it's kind of been a rough recovery. And because of that, it kind of plateaued. With the knots that I was having in my hip flexors on the side, and then my tendon in my groin. They just were not loosening up. It was making it difficult to extend my leg while walking. Just everything. It was just really difficult, and I kind of reached like my peak, and then I stayed there. And that kind of put me into another depressed space because, I was told like no bending, no changing diapers, no lifting, no squatting, nothing. And so it's just like being on restriction again. And I was on I was non-weight bearing for 6 weeks. Most of the time, people aren't. However, I have a couple extra fractures in my pelvis, and just the overall condition of my hip whenever they finally did operate was pretty poor, and so I was 6 weeks non-weight bearing. I've only been in PT for about 4.5 weeks. Yeah, 4.5 weeks. Going twice a week for an hour. So I haven't been in PT for as long as some other people, because some people get to start at 2 weeks post-op. I didn't get to start until I was 7 weeks post-op. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, PT was going great. We were doing great. And then I just kind of reached my peak and plateaued and stopped, and kind of really disheartened me and kind of brought me down, you know, because I was like, gosh, they started me out in stage 2, because there's different stages. So I started out, instead of being in stage 1, I was in stage 2. So I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a head start. Like, it's not going to be that long, you know. And then he told me it wasn't going to be until fall, until I was completely done with PT. And that kind of brought me down. But I was like, you know what, if I work hard and I power through this, then I'm going to progress faster, and maybe I can get my left leg done, because I do have bilateral hip dysplasia. I will have to have my left leg done. I still have my hardware in. I have my 12-week follow-up at 14 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I'll find out, or no, next Wednesday, I'll find out when we get to schedule to have the screws removed. So fingers crossed, I get those out, and then I can rehab from that and just kind of blast forward through this to get my left leg done, and then I can have that done and get back to just being me, and I'm getting married. So I can just stress about the wedding and not about whether or not I can walk down the aisle. Yeah, we already postponed our wedding until 2021, which originally was supposed to be in 2020, and I'm really sad about it. But so that was another thing I had to work through. And, you know, I had a lot more bad days than good days, and I didn't take my own advice. But if you can tell, I'm kind of in a different place, and I'm feeling really happy. And honestly, it's because I found, like, the best place to go to here in the Springs. So actually, it's not in the Springs, it's in Fountain. It's called Fountain Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Tara Bozard works there as the massage therapist, and Dr. Waters works there as the chiropractor. And I've seen Tara twice now. She's actually best friends with my best friend. And so she's the person who said, hey, you should go try this out, go try her out, because of these knots and my tendon being all spasmed out, my psoas muscle being spasmed, and everything, you know, being spasmed out. Hi, Jay.
I'm gonna chill over here. Just go over there.
I was doing my vlog. Let's pause. Speaking of, that was my friend Melissa's son. His name is Jay. He has Down syndrome and autism, but he is a beautiful little boy. But anyway, he's got therapy right now, so they're doing it out in the backyard since it is so sunny and bright. But anyway, like I was saying, I went and saw Melissa's friend Tara, and then Dr. Waters I got to see today as well. Tara is a massage therapist, and she's freaking amazing. Okay, so I have had so many problems with these knots, not being able to get them loosened, and these tendons being, you know, fully spasmed and engaged and not releasing at all, you know. And I've had problems with my psoas muscle being traumatized and it being spasmed, and having a really difficult time bending and doing these things and trying to walk. And legitimately an hour with Tara on Sunday, and I woke up Monday feeling like I was a different person. Like, I felt like I was my old self. I was excited. I was walking around. I've ditched the crutches. I'm not technically supposed to ditch the crutches until the physical therapist says I no longer have a limp, but I can't deal with the crutches. I can't do it. It's been too long. Like, I don't suggest going against doctor's advice. I am not in any way condoning that. However, nurses make the worst patients, and I'm so sick of crutches. I cannot even begin to describe to you. So, like, I've ditched them. And it's actually in my favor because I've been, not working out my leg as much as I should be because I've been relying on the crutches. And so now lately, sorry, my nose is itching. Lately, because I ditched the crutches, my leg is now having to work. Anyway, an hour with Tara. Tara went in. She aligned my hips because, they're all out of whack. And then, of course, because, your one leg is fixed and you're walking and using your muscles correctly, your other leg is not, your back just doesn't know what to do with itself. And in physical therapy, they've been doing acupuncture on it, and it helps that day, but then it like immediately goes back and tightens up and goes back to what it was. But Tara worked on my lower back and got my hips all aligned and everything, and oh my god, my back feels amazing. Now, she's doing kind of more of a therapeutic massage on me, so it's not like I'm going to having a day at the spa and it feels amazing. No, like it hurts. But the total reward, like the after effects, are amazing. Don't get me wrong, I'm bruised. It wasn't the most pleasant experience getting some of these, muscles and tendons worked out, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it. Like, I am totally behind us as PAO warriors going and getting massages. Like, we need them. You have to think about it. Whenever they go in and do the surgery, they're detaching, tendons and ligaments and muscles, and then they're reattaching them. And then your body has been your whole life using them the wrong way. So now we're having to learn how to use the appropriate way and like build strength and everything. So you're gonna get these knots and they're gonna spasm and you're gonna have all these problems. And yes, PT helps, especially with the cupping and like the acupuncture and stuff, but you need kind of that deep tissue workout, that massage. Like, you need it. And I can't tell you like how, there's no words to describe like how I'm feeling. Obviously you can see like I am so happy. I have like so much energy and I'm like so ready to go for the day. Like, yes, my leg still gets sore and it still, cramps every once in a while, but oh my god, like the benefit is amazing. Like, I'm a completely different person. Like, she worked on, so the one benefit I have is because my femoral nervous cat, whenever she's working real hard on my thigh, I can't feel too much of it, which is a benefit to me. But I had really bad like soreness like right here, like this area right here was just this giant knot, and then I have my incisions right there, and then obviously I have one on my butt and then one in the front here, but anyway, I just had this giant knot and it was just painful. I couldn't lay on my right side, because I could actually, was like the only part of my leg that I could actually feel was this just ball, and it was sore, and it, I couldn't put pressure on it. It would swell up, it would get really inflamed, it would get very irritated, and they were doing everything they could in physical therapy to relieve it, but like the cups weren't working, acupuncture wasn't working, like them trying to release the knot was not working. They got most of my knots below that area, but they could just not release that knot. Tara worked on it for 15 minutes and gone. Like, it's gone. And it's kind of a maintenance thing. They're gonna tighten back up, and you're gonna have some, like, I don't know, some of it's gonna tighten back up and some of it's gonna knot up again. Well, I saw her 2 days ago on Sunday. I just saw her again this morning, and she said it actually held up really well. So, and she's like, I don't feel like I can touch it, I can push on it. It's back to feeling like the rest of my leg, which feels like a fat lot of nothing, which I'm okay with. Like, I'm not okay with it, but I'm okay with it because it's a lot better than having this giant ball of pain. And then my tendon in my groin, I'm not gonna get all gross, but it's right here is where the problem is, and you can see that's kind of bruised. That tendon, it literally felt like I had just like a metal rod. Like, in there instead of a tendon, and it was so tight it was preventing my leg from fully extending. And like when you walk, when I had my leg back, it wouldn't go back as far as it's supposed to. So I was kind of limping along because it just was not extending. I'm sorry, I'm not using medical terms right now. I'm floating on cloud nine. Anyway, it just was not doing what it was supposed to be doing. And she worked on that. She worked on that again today. And the first time she worked on it, it hurt, you know. But she got it to loosen up. Like, it went from being like a steel, like titanium rod to like being, I mean, it's still very tight. It is a tendon, so it has to maintain some of its tightness. But there's so much more give to it. Like, and I'm walking so much better because of it. And that did tighten back up a significant amount, but it never went back to the original, like how it was before she worked on it. So it did tighten up a little bit. She worked on it again today. I will say that because she worked on it 2 days ago, Leia, stop. Because she worked on it 2 days ago, it was about as pleasant as childbirth today. It hurt, and it already feels like a big bruise. And then she worked on it today, and I had to, like breathe through it, do some like Lamaze. Like it was hard. But afterwards, heaven. Now it's since tightened back up a little more, but that's to be expected. I mean, this is going to be a long process. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of sessions of PT and massage therapy to kind of get through it. But I can tell you that the difference is leaps and bounds. Like, I went from being, so let's say like a 3 to being like, I feel like a 7 today. Like, totally completely different person. Like, in pain wise, other than being sore and feeling bruised, like my pain has definitely gone down from a pretty consistent, like on a pain scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most pain, worst pain in your life, whatever. My pain was very consistently at a 7, 8. And like right now, I would say it's at like a 4. And that's huge. That's like no painkillers, no nothing. That is huge. Because again, I'm kind of atypical for these surgeries. My hip was in really bad shape, and then unfortunately they cut my nerve. And so I am taking medication. So I am on pain meds, but I'm also on gabapentin. It's for nerve pain, because I have pretty consistent nerve flare-ups. My leg used to constantly burn, just on the outer side, and my top part of my thigh was just consistently numb. And then I injured it because I did too much, and since then, I don't know if it was inflammation or what it was, but my leg kind of went dead. As in, I have no feeling. The only feeling that I had was that knot. And then Tara working on it, because she works on my back side as well as my front side. Her working on it, I did start getting some feeling. So I've been having some tingling, some burning, just kind of intermittently, not constantly, but that's like a good sign. The burning, when I say burning, it feels like somebody's taking like a flamethrower to the top of your leg. Like, I am being legitimately burned. Like, it hurts. And so they have me on gabapentin, and then obviously I take my pain meds because of kind of the extent of everything that was affected and everything that's going on. But I'm not relying on those 24/7, which is amazing. And then with Tara's help, like, I don't even need as much, and that is just so good. So yes, I would definitely, if you've had this and you're having a lot of like muscle spasms or knots, or like your tendons are really tight, or just pain, I would totally suggest you go seek a massage therapist. And if you're here in Colorado and I mean, us here in Colorado, we've got to drive hours anyway to go see our surgeons. So to me, it's worth it to drive to go see, a massage therapist because she's amazing. She knows her shit, and that's what's important. Because not everybody knows what they're talking about, but she knew what she was talking about. She knew what she was feeling for. She was incredibly surprised at the state of damage and trauma and what was going on, in my leg. She was surprised. I mean, we had told her and tried to warn her, but I mean, you can't you can't really warn somebody and then they feel it and they're like, holy crap. Bananas. And so, she's very empathetic and very sweet, and she knows her stuff. She knows what she's doing, and she is helping so much. She worked on my psoas muscle, which is the one that's like right up in here. So I don't know about anybody else, but one of my incisions is legitimately along that line. I'll shoot another picture on here so you guys can see it. And it was cut whenever they made the incision. So that muscle is very angry, and that muscle is very important. And so she was working on that muscle and, just give me some guidelines and some stretches for me to do that are going to be more effective. I'm actually a very flexible individual because I was a dancer for quite some time and I retained a lot of my flexibility. So I have the stretches that PT gave me, but I didn't ever feel like they stretched me. So she gave me some new stretches, and they're going to take the aid of either my friend Melissa or my fiance to kind of get the full stretch in. But so far, so good, so amazing. I'm so happy. So yeah, again, if you are around this area, Colorado Springs, they are in Fountain. It's called Fountain Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Her name is Tara, and then the chiropractor, his name is Dr. Waters. He worked on me for the first time today, and I'm pretty sure like he's a magician or something, because he was amazing. Like, just pinpointing all the areas that I'm having a lot of pain in without even like really talking to me about it first. He just knew, and I was standing up straighter, walking straighter without all the extra like limps and stuff. It was amazing. So yes, definitely go check them out if you're having a hard time and you don't feel like PT's taking care of all of it, because PT does a lot, but don't be afraid to expand on your healing process, because at the end of the day, there is no one size fits all, and we all need to explore avenues that are going to work for us. And if you don't feel like you're going as far as, or as fast as you'd like to be going, don't be afraid to go out and find, somebody that does alternative therapy, like massage therapy, like chiropractic work. Some of those things are amazing, and they help you so well, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. I let my PTs know that I went and saw a massage therapist and a chiropractor, and, all these people are a team dedicated to putting me back together and getting me back to baseline. And you are important. I know that you don't want to feel like you're stepping on toes of your doctor or your therapist or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if they're your good doctor and a good therapist, they're going to want what's going to work best for you. And if having this whole team of people dedicated to getting you back to your baseline, then so be it. I love it. I am so happy right now. Which, if you guys seen any of my videos, I don't think you've seen me this excited. This is pretty close to how I normally am. I'm really that annoying, like, 8 a.m. person who's like, good morning. But that energy just kind of lasts throughout the day. Like, I'm the person that it seems like I've had 8 cups of coffee. I haven't had any coffee today. I promise. I've only drank water. I had a massage. Like, I gotta rehydrate all of this. But yeah, I hope all of you guys are doing great, and you guys are all warriors, and you're all just beasts. You know, we rocked the surgery, we got through it, we're still getting through it. If you're like me, you got another surgery to go. You know, we're on the road to recovery, we're on the path to healing. We're gonna get there eventually. I'm on the road to dancing again. That is my passion, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to get my splits back. I'm going to get all my extensions back, and I'm going to rock out. I'm turning 30 this year, you know, and that's all I want is to get back into dancing. I can do it. I will get there eventually. I will get there. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it is getting closer, and it is not a moving train. But yeah, guys, I hope you're all doing well. Keep your spirit up, keep your hopes up, be positive. I know that there's a lot of hard days and a lot of struggle and a lot of pain and a lot of disappointment involved in this, but there's also a lot of good. You know, walking without pain, walking without our backs being jacked up all the time because we're not using the correct things to keep us stabilized. You know, we deserve happiness. We deserve to be happy and whole, and that's what this process does. And it may, you know, it may be passing like a kidney stone, but it is passing. And then once it's done, you know, we're going to be whole new people, and that's the most important part. So keep your head up, be positive. If you need somebody to talk to you, I am always here. Find me on Facebook. It's under Lexie Brown. I'm already friends with a couple of you guys. But yeah, keep your heads up. And again, if you're looking for a massage therapist or a chiropractor here in Colorado, legitimately, Fountain Chiropractic and Wellness Center. It's Tara and Dr. Waters. But anyway, I love you guys. Stay strong. See you later.